Hi guys, I've been getting questions from former students on some tips and things that they can do to help them succeed or do the best they can in their college classes and as they progress through college. So I figured it'd be a good opportunity to put together a video on what I did in college that helped me be successful. And so hopefully you can too if you do these things. So I have a list of 5 things I'm going to go through. Now, I'm a high school biology teacher, so I graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Education in biology education, and I graduated with highest honors. So, did very well. I found some things in college that clicked for me and helped me. So, I'm hoping to pass that on and see if it can help some of you guys as well. So, the first thing I have is an obvious one, and that is go to class. Okay. Freshmen in college, when you get there, you're coming out of high school, so you're used to the high school routine, and now you go to college and no one's there telling you what to do. You don't have a set schedule. You can get up whenever you want. Your parents aren't there, and so and a lot of professors don't take attendance and don't require your attendance to be there, but really you're supposed to be there. Okay, you need to be there. So you need to go to class, and the reason is college classes move at a pace that is just so much faster than high school classes. Missing one day of college, one class in a week might be missing an entire week in high school. And so if you start to miss like 2, 3, 4, 5 days and start racking them up, you're really missing a great deal of information. And getting it online, if they provide notes online to you guys, it's just not the same, okay? Your professors have been doing this. Most of them have been doing it for a long time. And, they do a pretty good job of giving you what they want you to know, what you need to know. And so if you're trying to teach it on your own, it makes it very challenging, especially at the pace and the level of understanding you need to have. So definitely need to be going to class. You may not want to, you may not always feel like it, but you have to. It's just the best way to be successful. So I think in my 4 years of college, I only missed like 2 classes due to legitimate reasons. So you really got to do your best to go as often as you can, which should be all the time. The second one is, hopefully another obvious one, is that actually study. I was a person who in high school, I got away with not really studying at all. I could just pay attention in class, do the assignments, and then take the test, and I was fine. And I learned very quickly in college that it's a different ball game. You have to understand the information at a much deeper level in college. You have to know a lot more information in college. So you really need to study, and studying ahead of time is key. Cramming information at the end, you might retain some of it, but you really need to be studying and making sure you stay on top of things throughout the semester if you want to be as successful as possible. So actually studying, not trying to wing it, that's going to be huge in your success as a college student. The third one's going to be do your own work. And again, I know this sounds maybe like, your first week of high school classes when your teachers go over all the things to be successful in their class. I do that with my students. But in high school, you're friends with a lot of the people and, a lot of your peers, and, you want to help everybody out. Everybody's trying to do well in the class. And not that college is any different. You will make friends. Obviously, you'll have peers in college as well. But college is the beginning of your life as an adult. And, if you are copying off others, if you're cheating, if you're taking other people's answers, you're really just hurting yourself. And it may not manifest itself in the class. If you're cheating in a biochemistry class or organic chemistry, you might pass the class and you might get through. But, if you're in that class, you're probably in a science-related major. And when you go out in the field and go out and looking for a job and they start asking you questions you should know, you're not going to know them. And that's where it's going to show up, and that's where it's going to hurt. And, obviously you guys will quickly learn as adults and as you go through college that no one's going to take it easy on you. Professors will not take it easy on you. Employers will not take it easy on you. So if you're not prepared, you're not going to get the job. You're not going to do well in the class. And you're going to get beat out by other people who did their own work and made sure they understood it and didn't just take the easy way out. So no matter how hard it might be, you might have to do hours of problems, hours of studying. You might have to do some things that are uncomfortable or different for you, but you have to do your own work on certain occasions. Now, I do also recommend, and this is one thing I have noted for this topic here as well, is but I didn't want to give it its own category, is I found a study group though. So we all did our own work, did our own assignments, but when it came time for tests or quizzes or other large assignments, we had a study group that we got together with, and it was people in a similar field, similar major, so we were all in the same classes, and we were all kind of like-minded, and it really helped, and it makes the studying a little more fun. But it only made it fun if you brought your own, if you carried your weight at the table, if you were able to actually understand what was going on and engage in the conversation. So if you do your own work, you'll be able to do that, and finding a study group is another great way to have success. Number 4 is going to be ask for help if you need it. A lot of people I've talked to, and even when I was in college, I felt this way as well, is, professors for some reason seem really intimidating. I don't know if it's that in high school you get comfortable with your teachers over the years or what, but in college, professors always seemed a little intimidating, especially some more than others. And some people just don't want to ask for help because they're afraid or it's uncomfortable or they don't want to seem dumb. I can tell you you're not dumb. Several people probably have the same question you have. So you really, if you cannot figure it out through studying on your own and going over the assignments, going over the notes, reviewing the information, if you really can't figure it out, then you need to go talk to the professor. So many of them are really great, really helpful. College, you don't really get to be, real close with them. Maybe like you were in high school with some other students or peers or teachers, and you kind of knew their personality a little bit. Professors, you don't really get that unless you really go in and try and get to know them. And so many of them will actually be really appreciative that you're trying so hard in their class, and they will offer as much help as you need. So if you really, really, really need help, make sure you ask them, and they can offer, even more resources. Maybe your university or college has tutoring or other services for you. So if you don't ask, you will never know. And you could be struggling because of that. So don't be afraid to ask. And the last one is going to be realize the price you are paying. Now, what I mean by that, obviously I have a dollar sign here, is you're no longer in high school or public education, at that level where everything's coming for free, okay? We all know the situation of colleges and universities now and student loans, and we know it's very, very expensive. So you're paying, or your family's paying, a very, very high price for what you are doing. And so what I'm trying to get at with this is don't waste the opportunity you're being given. Not everybody gets the opportunity to go to college or university and try to further their education and hopefully propel that into a field or a career that will ultimately give you a successful life and fulfilling life, honestly. So you really need to think back on what is at stake, what you're putting into this, and then don't waste it. So, go to class, do the studying, do the assignments, do everything you can to succeed. Participate in groups, clubs, do everything you can, because this is the start of your adult life. This is the start of your career. And you're only going to get out of it what you put in. And if you don't put anything in, then when graduation time comes, you might get that diploma. But when you go start looking for jobs and having job interviews, you're going to have no experiences to talk about, nothing to bring to the table, okay? In this day and age, it's not good enough to just know the information, know the content. It's not good enough to just have a degree. You need to do well in your field of study, in your degree, but you also have to have experiences. So internships, externships, studying, apprenticeships, whatever, research, you need to have something to bring to the table. So once you sit back and realize that it's only about what you put in and you're really paying a big price to be given this opportunity, I think that'll help a lot of you make the changes about going to class, studying. It makes those seem a lot easier when you think of it this way. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, obviously let me know. And best of luck.